Imagine diving deep into the ocean. Meter by meter, the light gradually fades, the temperature drops, and the pressure begins to weigh heavily on everything around you. The familiar world above is quickly replaced by a terrifyingly silent space. And it is in this darkness that seemingly ordinary creatures begin to transform in unimaginable ways. This is especially true for eels. These animals, which once looked soft and graceful, now become longer and more distorted, developing giant mouths or even completely losing their familiar structures. They no longer resemble anything you have ever seen before. So what caused them to change to such an extent? Could it be that the deeper you go, the rules of life change as well? Or is it the result of a harsh evolutionary process where only the most bizarre creatures can survive? On this journey, we will explore each depth layer of the ocean to discover how eels transform. And perhaps by the end of the video, you will wonder if what we know about the ocean is truly just the tip of the iceberg. Eels in shallow waters and the initial differences. To understand this incredible level of transformation, we need to start where everything is still familiar. The shallow waters where sunlight can still reach and life still takes on recognizable forms. Here you can encounter species like the snowflake moray eel, a creature that looks almost completely opposite to what we will see in the deep. Their bodies have distinct patterns that help them blend in with the rocky, coral, and sandy environments. This is a perfect camouflage strategy for hunting without being detected. They do not need to become deformed or develop extreme structures because this environment still has plenty of light and an abundant food source. This establishes an important fact. The habitat directly determines the shape and behavior of an organism. Another interesting detail is that many people often confuse electric eels with regular eels, but they are actually knife fish. They were misnamed a long time ago simply because of their eel-like shape. This shows that even human understanding of these creatures is not always accurate. However, everything begins to change as we leave the sunlit zone and enter an area where colors gradually disappear. A place where even a passing glance lets you feel the difference. The twilight zone and the first transformations of eels. Upon entering the twilight zone, the light is no longer strong enough to sustain colors. And this is where the first changes begin to clearly appear. The conger eel is a prime example of this transition. Their bodies lose color pigmentation and turn pitch black to blend into the surrounding environment. Their eyes grow significantly larger to take advantage of every last faint ray of light. This shows that as light diminishes, vision does not disappear immediately. Rather, it is enhanced before becoming completely useless at greater depths. Not only that, but their size also increases dramatically. From small eels weighing just a few pounds in shallow waters, they can now reach hundreds of pounds. Their thicker and stronger bodies make them formidable predators in a harsher environment. Although they look intimidating, they do not always attack humans. The key takeaway here is that this change is not random, but the result of adapting to an environment where light is weak, colors are meaningless, and the ability to detect movement becomes more important than ever. So if we continue deeper to where light completely vanishes, to what extent will these characteristics change? The zone of complete darkness and deformed eel species. In the zone of complete darkness, where light no longer exists, the old rules are almost entirely broken. Eels no longer retain their familiar shapes but transform into nearly unrecognizable creatures. The sawtooth eel, with its long, sharp teeth constantly exposed, creates a terrifying, smiling expression. Its body is paper-thin and completely black to hide in the darkness. The extreme scarcity of food forces them to eat anything they can, including their own kind. Another species is the snipe eel, whose face is elongated to the point where its mouth cannot close. Its body is so slender that it looks like a piece of string, and its curved teeth help secure small prey-like shrimp as they drift by in the water currents. All of these traits serve a single purpose: optimizing survivability in an environment where the slightest mistake can lead to death. Looking at these forms, you might begin to wonder whether this is still evolution toward advancement or simply mutation to survive at any cost. Rare, bizarre eel species and survival mechanisms. The deeper we go, the more we encounter creatures that science has barely begun to understand. There are eel species discovered very recently with almost transparent bodies. You can see their internal organs, and their eyes are virtually non-existent or reduced to non-functional vestiges. This might seem like a loss, but it is actually a perfect adaptation because vision is meaningless at this depth. Instead, they develop the ability to sense vibrations and water pressure through a nervous system running along their bodies, allowing them to detect prey without needing to see. This is clear evidence that evolution is not always about adding features. Sometimes it is about eliminating what is no longer necessary. This very simplification is the key that helps them survive in extreme environments. However, what is truly astonishing is how little we know about these species because they are so rare and difficult to observe. This makes every discovery of them feel more like finding an alien creature than a fish in the ocean. The gulper eel and its terrifying hunting mechanism. As we venture even deeper, we encounter the gulper eel, one of the ocean's most bizarre creatures, featuring a massive mouth that can expand to many times the size of its body. When it opens its mouth, it looks as if its entire head is turned inside out to form a giant pouch. Its hunting mechanism relies not on speed, but on patience. It hovers in the darkness and uses its bioluminescent tail to lure prey closer. Once the prey is close enough, it opens its mouth and swallows everything in a single gulp. Notably, its brain is extremely small because most of its head is simply a structure to support the expansion of its mouth. This shows that its body is almost entirely optimized for eating. Unlike other predators, it does not need to chase, it only needs to wait. This is incredibly efficient in an environment where energy is a precious resource. Although it looks terrifying, it actually poses no danger to humans because its habitat is too deep and its hunting method is not suited for large targets. Nevertheless, its existence still leaves us wondering how many more bizarre creatures are living in places humanity has yet to touch. Even deeper creatures in the limits of life. At even more extreme depths, we encounter the monognathed eel, a creature that almost shatters every definition of an eel's shape. It lacks an upper jaw and uses its lower jaw like a hook to catch prey. Its eyes have almost completely disappeared, and its fins have merged into a simple structure that helps it hover. Such species are so rare that we have almost no data on them. Studying them becomes even more difficult because their bodies cannot withstand the pressure changes when brought to the surface. When the pressure drops suddenly, their soft, gas-filled bodies are destroyed, leading to deformation or explosion. This means that most of our understanding comes only from short video clips recorded on the seafloor. As we go even deeper, the pressure becomes so immense that even the flexible structure of an eel can no longer function effectively. This might be why creatures at this depth look like minimalist versions of life, stripped of unnecessary features, retaining only what is sufficient to survive. This raises a profound question. Is this the ultimate limit of life in the ocean, or is there still something even deeper that we have yet to discover? The journey down into the ocean reveals an astonishing truth. Life can transform in ways that are hard for us to imagine. From ordinary eels in shallow waters to deformed creatures at depths of thousands of meters, all are the result of adapting to harsh environments. Perhaps the most terrifying thing is not their appearance, but the fact that we still know so little about the world below. If you found this content interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to support us and explore many more mysteries. What do you think about these creatures? Does the ocean still hold even more terrifying secrets that we have yet to uncover?